Of course, I make the video and I realize I forgot like multiple things. Anyway, so I got asked yesterday, what am I actually carrying and where can I find some of these things? So I figured I'd just go through it, and if the last video is any indication, it's going to be long, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to go through it as quickly as I can, and I hope you will enjoy. So first thing, we have the KR4. This is an amazing E-switch flashlight. It has truly incredible output. And when I say incredible, I mean incredible. 4,300 lumens, incredible E-switch setup. This one has tritium in the back. Anyway, it's just a great flashlight. I can do a whole video on this, but I'm not going to get too long into it. This is my quote-unquote self-defense slash, like, I need to find somebody flashlight. So there you go. The next flashlight I have, this is the Prometheus Beta Qr. This is my true everyday carry flashlight, okay? This is the one that I'm going to use because, one, it's nice on my eyes. It's got an amazing CRI, and it's very light. And if you'll notice, I don't have the switch. It's because it actually fits on my necklace. I actually do wear this around my neck because that's what I found to be the best place for me to keep it. I'm always looking for a flashlight if I don't. I had on there before a small mech army, but I really prefer the quality of light to this and the run times, etc., etc. So much better light. It's actually quite light. This is the nickel plated version. Click that in, all right, and move on. That's one of the reasons why I keep it. So we have a pretty cool mask. This is made by Gondek EDC, and I have a hank to match that, so I carry that as well. This is my 3D printed wallet design. I was going to go into this a little bit more, but let's just say that I need to do a separate video on it. But it's a great wallet. I'm going to be building it with modular systems, so you'll have plates you can attach to it, all kinds of cool stuff. But let's move on from that as quickly as we can. Same thing with this key organizer. I'm going to have to do a separate video on that. This is my version of a key organizer, and I'm actually really enjoying it. All right. Sorry, we're trying to go as quickly as I can because I know it'll take a while. So you'll notice this is a Skeletal CX, but there are two things that are different about it. One is this pocket clip, which gives me a tip up carry, which I way prefer, as well as this hammer, which is amazing. These are made of steel. These are 3D printed, sintered steel. And the most updated version even has a 4mm driver coming out of the top that can be magnetically retained. Okay? Inside you may or may not be able to see, but there's actually a full hex driver that I've actually opened this hole very, very slightly. So now I have access to a a full hex driver, and it has come in handy already a few times. So in the modern version that you get the hammer, you'll get a full hex driver, a 4mm driver, and you still have the Leatherman. So pretty amazing. I think that this makes it the best EDC multi-tool because of that hammer. If you don't have the hammer, then it's incredibly debatable, but this is my needle nose plier slash utility blade. So that's that taken care of. Now, I always carry two blades. One is a utility blade, the other one is usually a fixed blade knife, and this qualifies in that regard. If you don't believe this is usable in any way that a fixed blade is, then I challenge you to find something that this cannot do. I'm that serious about it. This is a absolute beast of a knife, and I trust Cold Steel when it comes to their locking mechanism and just what this is actually capable of. They're crazier than me, and that's saying something, truly. All right, now let's move on to the organizer. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Ooh, making good time. All right, so let's start with the top, probably my favorite new addition, and man, am I happy about this thing. This is the plier wrench by Knipex. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. And combined with something like a needle nose plier, this is absolutely phenomenal. The amount of things I use it for go far beyond just grabbing a nut. I mean, undoing knots in shoelaces that my daughter ties because she's trying to work on that right now. Stuff like that. It just doesn't rip anything up because of this nice smooth surface. It gives an unbelievable amount of grip. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much leverage you get. It's just incredible. one of my highest recommendations is that. I would absolutely pick that up. The other thing that I found incredibly useful, and I've talked about before, is a forceps. This is a small, like 5-inch forceps, and the number of times I find myself using it to get in somewhere that you ever have a hoodie where you have the strings and you can't get them? Well, this is awesome at fixing that problem. That's just one example, but especially with COVID-19, I can reach in and grab things from small spaces, mail, and so on, so I don't have to touch stuff, which is great. On the front, we also have, this is a style CX? Yeah, the CX. Now, I really dislike the scissors come stock, but I've resharpened them completely, and I've made videos on this, and now they cut better, I think better than most Victorinox scissors, which is saying something. The other modification that I made to this is this. I've installed some epoxy. This was a very easy modification, but what that lets me do, using our little bit kit here, is it lets me turn it into a hex driver. So theoretically, I won't even need the skeletal if all I'm carrying is the Leatherman bits. This piece of metal actually will retain that bit and keep it from sliding out. It's pretty clever, actually. I'm surprised they don't actually make this a thing. It should be a thing, but it's not. Anyway, very, very useful. I've done that a number of times when I needed more than one screwdriver, like on either side. So I'll have the skeletal on one, and then I'll have this on the other. The PS is even better in my opinion, and it allows me to carry something like the T4 instead, because then I have the cutters from the PS, and I have everything else I need, which is awesome. So we have that. I'm going to take this out. Looks like I already broke this off, so take that. This is a friction pen, and that goes with my Rocket Book, which is a very cool product that I don't have time to really talk about, but very, very neat. I've used it a bunch because I prototype a lot, and it's a great way to get my ideas into digital space in a blink of an eye. Now, the last two things are some of my favorite recent additions. Well, not recent in the case of the Fulcrum, but definitely in the pen. Let's start with the Fulcrum. So the Fulcrum is a pry tool made out of titanium. This one is Cerakoted, and what makes it so unique is this 4mm driver at the end, which gives you an inline screwdriver that is long enough to be useful, and it's just fantastic. The angle on the pry tool is excellent. There's no bottle opener. Yay, awesome. And yeah, it works with all these hex bits. What also works with hex bits is this pen. Now, this one requires that ball detent, but you can still use it to hold a 4mm bit in place while you're screwing with it if you want to. All right, this thing is pretty slick, and it is not a knockoff. This is the original. This is from Monteverde. See if I can see it. Monteverde, there you go. And they were ridiculously on sale. I've been looking at them for a long time. They were like $30. I think I got this one for $12, and it was all black. These I switched out with another pen, but this came with an all black setup, which I really liked. Anyway, so that's that. So we did this, we did that. Here, of course, we have the Yellow Birch Outfitters Pocket Pro in Modern. I absolutely adore this organizer. I cannot say it enough. I saw this first on Best Damn EDC, and without a doubt, it's got to be the best full-size organizer that exists right now. The zipper pouch just is so flexible. I just can't say enough how good this is, not to mention the quality is outstanding. The last thing that's in this kit is my fork and knife by Cold Forged. I really love this product. He is trying very hard to commit to only using recycled materials, so this metal is 50% recycled, and he just wants to get it up to 100%. The plastic, which is usually the case that this comes with, is 100% recycled plastic. This is aluminum, which actually I think is even better. But it is a prototype that I'm testing for the moment. I just love this product. I saw it a while back on the Kickstarter, and I was like, yeah, I got to try that. So really, really cool product, and especially right now with COVID-19, it's just a nice thing to have, so you're not using plastic all the time. Okay, well, I'm sorry. That was sort of rushed. I tried to get through things as quick as I can. Yeah, it's obvious that I carry way too much shit on a regular basis, but I don't care. This was what makes me happy. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe you found something that maybe you can add, maybe some modifications you can make to your kits, or maybe I'm just the crazy person in the room. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll stick around and take a look at some of the other stuff, and have a good one, guys.